lately about people from America trying to learn about English stuff. Hi Tyler. And I thought for those people I would give you part of Britain. Yorkshire, the Yorkshire accent. Now, if you don't come from Yorkshire, you're probably going to think, what is she talking about? You know, but I think it's going to be easier for you to understand than an American. It's just mind-blowingly hilarious, to be honest. Now, so I've got a list, and let's start. First of all, the first word we have is daft. Now, daft is basically a milder version of saying someone's an idiot, you know. Oh, any daft! You know, inny is another word we'll get to later. Right, but any daft! My friend's daft! Look at him, he's a bit daft, isn't he? You know, it's just like a milder version of saying someone's an idiot, basically. Inny or inshi. Basically we're saying, isn't he or isn't she? But, or inchy sometimes. We put a T in it because Yorkshire people are famous for putting the T's in where they don't belong. So we've either got inshi or in he or int he or int she, which basically means isn't he or isn't she. Shut up! Shut up is basically shut up. But shut up is really harsh, you know. It basically means be quiet, but shut up is really, really harsh. Much better to say, shut up! Duck. 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 No, it's not a thing that goes meh, meh. No, it is not an animal. Duck is a term of endearment like love or sweetheart or darling, or I prefer duck to love. I don't know why, but love seems really common and horrible. Ugh. Yeah. So if someone called me duck, I'd be quite happy. Someone calls me love, I want to scream. It's like, ugh. You know, but duck is nice. So if someone came to me and said, "You're right, duck. Hello, duck." You know, that's acceptable. Twerk. Twerk. Now, it's nothing to do with shaking your arse at people, which is what twerking usually means. Twerk is to work, which is where Yorkshire people go from 9 to 5 to work. Twerk! I'm going to work! I'm going to work! T apostrophe work. Going to work! Bags or Bagsy. Bagsy! Bagsy! Bags that! Yeah. Bagsy is when you want to get to something first. Like, you're going out to your car and you want to sit in the front seat, so you go, back to the front seat! You know, it basically means I want that before anyone else. Like, if you're having counters in Monopoly, my favourite is the hat. And I want the hat because I like the hat. So when I'm playing Monopoly, I'll say to Don, you know, something like, back to the hat! You know, I'm having the hat first. No one else can have it, it's mine. It's a possession thing. I'm taking possession of this, basically. Bagsy! Basically means I am taking possession of this. Whether it be a game counter, whether it be the front seat of the car, whether it be your favourite coloured pencil, it doesn't matter. Bagsy this means I'm taking possession of that. It's mine! Dollop is like a big blob of something. Mainly dessert, like a dollop of cream or a dollop of ice cream. Big blob of whatever you have on your pie or for your dessert. A dollop of ice cream or a dollop of cream or whatever. Okay? Dollop. Effing and blinding. Now, this one I haven't heard for a while. Effing and blinding basically means swearing. It's not the actual swear words, it's the act of swearing. So you'd see someone outside and you'd hear him say some dirty words and stuff, and you'd be like, I wish he'd stop effing and blinding. You know? Why does it have to be effing and blinding? This film had a lot of effing and blinding in it. Basically means it had a lot of swearing. So, effing and blinding. Swearing. Minging. Minging. Minging basically means it's bloody horrible. It's really, really disgusting. Like your dog did something nasty on the floor, right? And you're like, oh God, that's minging. You know? Or you go into you find something mouldy in the fridge and it's like, that's minging, you know, or you've got smelly socks and you go, oh, these are minging, they need to be washed, you know, minging. It just means really, really crappy and disgusting. Slug. No, it's not a little creature in your garden. Slug means your hair's all tangled. See? You got, if you know, I must comb my hair's got a lot of slugs in it. It doesn't mean you've got insects in your hair. Or you've got garden creatures in your hair. Slugs, knots, tangles, council pop. Council pop! Right. As you know, pop in Yorkshire is just a generic word for any kind of cold drink. So, fizzy pop, dilute, doesn't matter, it's all the same. And we call council pop is basically water that comes out the tap. If you drink a glass of water from the tap, that's council pop. Let's clarify this. Council pop, that council housing in the US would be social housing. So it's mainly, we're talking about council house. It's mostly council house tenants who call it council pop. If you bought your house, then it's technically not council pop, because your house is not run by the council. Your house is run, it's privately owned. Bomb pot is basically another way, like daft is a basic way of saying someone's a bit silly, a bit of an idiot. You know, he's a bit of a bomb pot. Or someone who's completely nuts, you know, he's a complete and utter bomb pot. Like if you saw a Karen screaming in the street, she's a complete and utter bomb pot. Bomb pot. There you go. That's a lovely one, that, isn't it? Bomb pot. Oil. Oil. No, it's not something you put in your car. Oil is another word for a hole. You have your eye hole, your ear hole, your cake hole. Cake hole I'll get to in a minute. But yeah, oil just means hole. So then you've got ear oil. Ear oil. Which is your ear. Yeah. Or your cake hole. Your mouth. Because that's where you put food and cakes and stuff. Yeah? So when someone says to you, shut your cake hole, they're basically saying be quiet. Shut your cake hole. Out and now. Right, out means anything. Like, I don't have out. I don't have out. And now, you don't need to give me now. It's okay. You don't need to give me now. It's, yeah. Out and out. Anything and nothing. I do and A up. I do and A up basically mean the same thing. They basically mean, hi, how are you? Hey up. I do. Now, we used to have a little thing at school that I used to absolutely hate because I was a victim of it a few times, right, where they said, I do, Jack, how's your back? Slap right on the back. Oh, God, it hurt. I do, Jack, how's your back? Slap straight in your back. That really was painful. I was a victim of it a few times. It's nasty. But yeah, I do. And, A up. You sen. Oh, you sen just basically means yourself. Like, I don't have time to do this, do it yoursen. You know, you sen. Yourself. Do it yourself. Your sen. You sen. Do it yoursen. Gioa. Gioa. Now, Gioa is an abbreviation for give over. Give over means stop doing that. You're annoying me, Gioa. You know, it's I don't know where it came from or how that came about. I think it's just this thing we have in Yorkshire for shortening our words. Gioa. Give over. In other words, stop doing that. Mardy. Or Mardy arse even. Mardy arse, Mardy. It just means he's acting like a child and he's being petulant and he's just like, I don't care. You know, Mardy, being a miserable git, you know, and acting like a petulant child. You know, Mardy, you're being Mardy. It's mostly aimed at kids. Bollocking! Oh, bollocking, I really like this. Yeah, I remember an episode of Traffic Cops where PC Daniel said, I'm going to give that guy the bollocking of his life. So it's not just Yorkshire people who use it, but it's a nice one that we probably came from here, I don't know. But, yeah, because PC Daniel was in Cheshire for crying out loud. Bollocking basically means telling somebody off, giving them a mouthful. You're a bad person. I don't mean in the Karens or we're like, I don't mean that. I just mean telling someone off in a polite way, saying, look, you have done this badly, you have done wrong, you are a bad person, stop doing it. That kind of bollocking. You know, just telling someone off that you should not have done that, you're a naughty person, you should not have done that. That kind of bollocking. Okay, the other one, close to that, is bollocks. It's a way of saying someone's talking rubbish, like, he's talking complete bollocks. Yeah. I do not agree with you. This is bollocks. Yeah? You know, it's basically saying, I do not agree with what you're saying. Or what he was doing, you know, it's bollocks. Barney! Barney or a scrap. Now, there are two definitions of scrap. I'll get to the other one in a minute. But Barney or a scrap is having a fight with someone. It's basically, you know, you look out the window, there's two people fighting in the street, and oh my God, they're having a Barney. What are these two doing? They're having a Barney. They're having a scrap. The scrap was the word we used to use at school when two school gangs used to come to the playing field and start having a fight. We called it a scrap. Oh, there's going to be a scrap after school. So a Barney or a scrap, yeah, is like basically two people or two gangs having a fight. That leads on to the other thing to do with scraps. Scraps. Scraps are the little chunks of batter that you get for free when you go to the fish and chip shop. You get your fish and chips, and if you ask for them, you will get a free bag of small pieces of, a bit like, what have they got? The chicken popcorn. They look a bit like chicken popcorn, but they're like little tiny pieces of batter, balls of batter, and they're called scraps. If you go to the fish and chip shop, you get them free. All you have to do is ask for them, and they'll give you a little paper bag with these scraps in, and they're delicious. Spice! Spice! Now, spice sounds like some illegal drug you'd take in Ibiza, which, okay, it probably is. You know, something like PCP or something. However, it's not. Spice is sweets, candy. Any kind of candy, spice. And by candy, I mean sweets as in, you know, candy, not cakes or anything like that. Not that kind of sweet, not cakes, but candy. You know, little candy. So for instance, I remember Tyler Rumble was talking about cola cubes and refreshers and stuff. They would be classed as spice. Sweets. I don't know whether chocolate bars are classed as spice. I think the spice is more like individual little sweets. But maybe. If anyone can tell me whether you class chocolate bars as spice as well, I don't know. But to me, spice was always like them little 10p bags of sweets you could get. Where there was a little variation of sweets in a little bag, and you could get them for 10p, like a 10p mix thing. I think they were more classed as spice than chocolate bars. But if you can correct me on that, I would be only too happy. Thank you. Flit! Flit! Now, I've heard that over years. Flit means leave. It means abandon your house. To go and move to another house. Flit. Okay? Leave your house to go to another house. Permanently. You've flitted, you've moved, you've gone. A moonlight flit is leaving your house in the middle of the night to go to another house to avoid paying the rent on the house you already are moving out from. If that makes any sense. Called a moonlight flit. You leave in the middle of the night to avoid paying the rent on the house you are in to go to another house. No nice person would do that, I would hope. Now, I've seen a lot of spellings of this, but I'm just going to spell it like this. Like the lion, because I just don't have a clue. Right, roaring means crying. You know, stop bloody roaring. She's roaring. Yeah, she's been maddie, she's roaring. She's been a maddie arse, she's roaring. It means crying really bad. You know, it's like sobbing, basically. It's like really screamingly bad crying. It's parky. And added to that, nesh. Right. Parky means it's really, really cold. You know, you go outside and you go, oh, it's a bit parky out here. It basically means it's really, really cold out here. Help. You know, I'm going back indoors quick. You know, it's really parky out here. And then there's nesh, which is someone who goes outside and thinks, nah, I don't want to be out in the cold. They're people who are really, they're not good with cold. They don't like the cold at all. It's not being afraid of the cold, they're just not keen on it and they'd rather be indoors where it's warm. Yeah, nesh. You don't cope well with the cold. And as I have reticulovillitis, I think that's how you pronounce it, on my feet, which is a bit like Raynaud's syndrome, I don't like the cold either. I mean, I like the snow, it's absolutely amazing, but I can't go out in it very much because my feet go weird. So, yeah, nesh. Someone who's not very good with the cold, they don't like it. I do like it, I just can't go out in it. But yeah, someone who... Ugh, cold. Oh no, I'm singing indoors, thank you. Gennel. Now some people call this a ginnel in other parts of Yorkshire, I know, and I freaking hate it. It's called a gennel. Alright? Gennel, not ginnel. Gennel. A gennel is an alleyway between two blocks of houses like this. Or it can actually be an alleyway between two actual houses like this. Just a little alleyway either between two blocks of houses or between two houses. Gennel. It is not a ginnel. And I will, you know, that's a hill I will die on. It is not a ginnel. I hate people who call it a ginnel. It's a gennel. Anyway, there you go. Tyler and all you other American people who want to learn some Yorkshire, there you go. All yours. See you later.